What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Nathan here, welcome you back for a brand new video. This weekend has been a phenomenal experience for all Star Wars fans out there. This year's celebration just seems quite heavy and weighted, and the past few days they've been dropping trailers and just a lot of tributes, and this morning, just now, they dropped the Star Wars Rebels Season 4 trailer, and they revealed it will be the final season. And I'm just here to break down the first 40 seconds-ish of the trailer, and just why I feel like they will end with the Battle of Scarif shown in Rogue One. So if you haven't seen Rogue One or the past 3 seasons of Rebels, I highly recommend you go watch those and then come back to this video, because this will be going into spoiler territory. So I'm going to start reading out what Hera says in the voiceover and kind of dissect this because it is a bit misleading, and trailers do this all the time to mislead you with dialogue, with the visual, but they actually don't match up. So I'm going to kind of break it down here for you guys. So Hera says this: "It was a simple story about a boy who was lost," and it cuts to Ezra, which makes sense, and a girl who was broken, and it cuts to Sabine, which also makes sense. They fought alongside a survivor, and they cut to Zeb, a war veteran, which I found quite funny because they cut to Chopper, which they aren't wrong, and a fallen knight, and it shows Kanan. I, meaning Hera, led them into battle against an evil so terrible it tried to black out the stars. Now this is what I want to talk about, because the visual, it shows Thrawn, because as we all know, Thrawn was the main villain and the architect of Season 3. I just want to talk about this because we know that in Season 3, Thrawn was the huge villain, and this scene, it cuts to Thrawn when it says against an evil so terrible it tried to black out the stars. However, if you kind of think about this more in depth, against an evil so terrible it tried to black out the stars. Did Thrawn really try to black out the stars? I don't think so. He was just trying to impress the Emperor and defeat the rebels. That was his main goal and motive in Season 3, not necessarily trying to black out the stars that severely. So what I kind of speculate here is this voiceover is Hera speaking after the death of Ezra, Sabine, Zeb, Chopper, and Kanan, because I think this is like, her last stand, and perhaps not Chopper, because Chopper appears in Rogue One. So I don't know. I don't know any of this, but I'm speculating that against an evil so terrible it tried to black out the stars is referring to the Death Star, because it is so terrible and so huge that it could essentially black out the stars and take out the stars, because it can destroy planets. Duh. And so I don't know. I'm very excited about Season 4, and I really hope they end it off with the Battle of Scarif, because here's how Hera ends this monologue. "We fought for each other. We fought for those who could not, but we never imagined it would end like this." And so, you know what? I'm pretty sure that they're not going to cheat their way out of this. They are probably going to kill off the rebels. And I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that, because this trailer, if anything, shows how much they're trying to separate the show from its predecessor, the Clone Wars, and they're really trying to make this its own thing, and they have, and they're tying it into Rogue One, and we all know in Rogue One, spoiler, everyone dies. And I think it would be fitting in terms of the theme and I guess the impact that Rebels has on the fans to really show that in order to achieve balance and peace, there has to be sacrifices made. And so definitely this looks very promising. I'm very excited to see Rebels come back in the fall, and during the mid-season finale, I hope that the trailer then will be even more exciting and just more revealing, and really very excited for what Lucasfilm and Disney is bringing to the show. That being said, The Last Jedi looks great too, but I'm going to leave you guys to watch other people's reviews and breakdowns and reactions to that because I think they're going to do a better job. This is just my little bubble of joy because Rebels is something that I really have grown to love. I didn't really like it at first, but it's grown on me, and I'm really happy that they are really putting a lot of effort into this. And notice how Thrawn is still alive. Thrawn is still out there in this season, so what's going to happen to him? So many questions asked. Saw Gerrera appeared as well. Bo-Katan appeared. Great stuff. Mandalore. I should be more excited about that, but you know, X-Wings, the U-Wings made an appearance. I'm very excited about this. There's so many things to comprehend, so little time to. That being said, I'm going to quickly edit this and then get back to studying. This has been Nathan. May the Force be with you.